And we're back with another episode. You know what it is on KG13. I got
Dunlap over here to connect.
yes sir to my left.
Your personal favorite rockstar OZ.
And today we have a new guest. You'd like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Jayda. I don't got nothing following that, so it's just Jayda. But
Jayda, no way.
Jayda, no way.
Play with that girl, she is not one of them.
Alright, today you want to give a quick introduction of who you are before we get into there?
Yeah, so I am a recent grad from Savannah College of Art and Design. I recently started working for Marvel in October. My focus is editing, but I'm starting off as a post-production assistant. You gotta work your way up to the editor. So yeah, we working right now, trying to work our way up to that level. Yeah,
Tell us about the start of your journey. Like, where are you from? How did you get into film in the first place?
So I'm from Jersey. I started getting into the whole film industry, I guess you could say. I think it was maybe sophomore year of high school. It was one of those BS classes. What was it called? I think it was like a digital media class or something. Just one of those classes that you take to get out the way because you don't really gotta do nothing and you just BS. The teacher don't really care, whatever. But yeah, I was in it. I was there. I was one of the students that didn't really care until we had this one assignment where we had to go out, find a store person, like a store to interview, shoot them, learn about the store, cut the video together, and boom, present it. And when we got to the cutting process, editing process, it's like, I'm fucking with, can I curse or?
Yeah.
All that shit. Say all that shit.
So I was fucking with it or whatever. So after that, SCAD had came and visited my school, like, not too long after that. So I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead, go for this, because nothing really else is interesting me. I tried to look for other things. I was looking to being a doctor. None of that. I wasn't really feeling any of it. So I just went with the creative route. Not sure if it was gonna work, but it's working. So we're here.
Can you still have that video?
Maybe.
What started it all?
That video is buried. It's not coming back out.
You don't watch it from time to time?
No, I don't.
It be like that, though. Your early work is always kind of like...
It's cringy. It's like,
It is
what
cringy.
is this? No.
It's like, dang, I really thought that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really fully believed this was good.
Yeah, that's how I feel about, because I submitted a video to get into SCAD.
Right.
And I looked back at that video and I was like, no, I don't know how I got into this school. I'm glad that I did, but the video was trash. So, but
Explain the process more about getting to SCAD overall. Is this like a video or is way more into it?
no, like they give you different options. So you can like submit drawings, you can write like a paper or something. It's kind of like you just submit your portfolio work. So it's like anything you've worked on creatively or that you've done, you just submit it, and that's kind of like your whole application process. So I just submitted like a couple of drawings because I used to be into drawing a little bit, but I haven't drawn in I don't know how long, so I can't do it anymore. I lost all my skill. But yeah, so I submitted like maybe like 5 drawings, I think it was, and then I did the video for it, and then that was all I submitted, and then got in from there. But they have a high acceptance rate,
Right.
and a high dropout rate.
Oh, so how does that?
They
So-
said, can you last?
It's literally like,
Right.
can you keep up with the work? Because that work, it's very overwhelming. It's very intense.
The real one's gonna graduate.
Yeah, I know a few people that didn't make it, but it's okay. It's not for everybody. It's no judgment or anything.
That's just school in general.
Yeah, but it's like back to back to back, like working nonstop at that school. But it's cool because it kind of, it challenges you to like really push and see what you can do. But it's not for everybody.
Alright, for the audience, like, explain what SCAD is and like what does it even stand for?
SCAD stands for Savannah College of Art and Design. So pretty much it's just an art school. You got writing, film, sound, visual effects, animation, drawing, painting. I think dancing is a major. They got equestrian, advertisement. It literally anything that's under, like, that's in the creative industry, fashion, fibers, all of that stuff. I think they just opened up a beauty major, like with perfumes and makeup and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't go down no.
Hey, look, they got one out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say
Yeah.
that was hard to get into though.
Oh, really?
Nuh-uh.
It's not hard?
I'm pretty sure it's the same process for all of it. You pick which campus you want to go to. Yeah, but
I think I know some people that went to school.
dude,
I know people that went to Scout that haven't finished, so I guess I can.
Yeah, they would be in our class.
Alright, so my next question would be like, explain the process from moving from Jersey all the way down to the South. Like, what was the transition change?
well, since my dad lives in Savannah, he's a truck driver, so he drove out to Jersey to help me drive to Savannah with all my stuff.
I know that was dry.
Yeah, that was
Like, what,
13, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I'll probably never do it again. I'd rather just take a flight. I used to want to like do the drive back and forth, but it's not exactly. I don't want to do
Driving back
that.
and forth a few states away is one thing.
But that's it's completely different. But honestly, my first few quarters at SCAD was it wasn't as good as everyone else's was because I didn't stay on campus. I stayed at one of my dad's houses. So it was kind of harder for me to make my friends because, you know, when you first start, you have the dorms, everybody knows each other, you know, you make your friends that way because y'all all in the same, like, starting off together. But me, I went to my classes and went home, didn't have anyone to talk to. But I think it was my first film class, my Film 100 class, where I met my best friend, Jewel, who that was his event that y'all were at. So met him freshman year, and then I just started making my friends from there. But yeah, it took a minute. I was like, I hate school. Like, I was like, I want to go home. I hate Savannah. I'm not having fun. I'm not making any friends. But, you know, we grew out of it.
Yeah, so explain that, like, you know, it can be tough in the industry trying to be in. So explain, like, any conflicts at SCAD or throughout the time that you had to overcome. I guess that kind of correlates to what you just said, too.
Like, conflicts with, like, my major or, like...
Major people, because, I mean, you're in
It's
a
just
very tough
obstacles you've
Yeah.
that surfaced in the creative field, because it's definitely something I feel like people think that if you're creative, everything is just
It's
easy
easy, right?
and
Yeah.
dandy.
And it's not.
It's like, oh, you're not doing work, you're just being creative.
Right,
Like, hey.
that's work. I guess, I don't know, SCAD can, and especially like in the film department, it can get a little cliquey. So it's kind of like everyone already has their set crew that they want to work with, and they work with the same crew over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where it's like, okay, I'm not really feeling that. So you kind of gotta you gotta find your group. You gotta find your crew or whatever. And sometimes, you know, you branch out with other people, but a lot of times it's just like very cliquey and very, oh, I already got that, or I already got this person, because, you know. But I don't know. It didn't bother me too much because I had my crew. I had the people that I was with 24/7. We always worked on our stuff together because it worked out perfectly because I'm an editor, Jules like a writer, director, producer, and then our other friend Caitlin was into producing and ADing and all that stuff. So we kind of just like made it work that way. But I don't know. I don't think I had really any like crazy difficulties at SCAD. I will say I feel like I wish I had, or they had more like classes dedicated to post-production, because it's kind of all about like production, like pre-production and production, and then like you have like maybe 3 or 4 editing classes or post-production in general, and I feel like post-production in general kind of got like overlooked at SCAD, which I feel like honestly that's probably one of the most important parts of making a film. So I don't know, you see like a lot of projects fall out because of that, because there wasn't enough knowledge on like finishing a film the correct way and like getting it all. Post-production is like
Editing.
yeah, like you're putting the film together, so it's like your sound, editing, coloring, all that stuff. So that's when you start putting the film or whatever you're working on together. It's like
That's when that shit gets fun.
exactly
Right.
like you go out, you shoot.
That's when that shit gets fun.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna
Pre-production is
agree.
all
I don't
good.
like pre-production. Production is cool because you get to go on set and like see what they're doing, but I feel like the work really kicks in when you're in post-production, because that's when you're like trying to figure out, okay, we got all this footage, now what do we do with it? And that's where you really see like you decide how your film's gonna come out, because you could think it's gonna be one way in the beginning, and then when you get into the cutting room, it's like ends up being completely different than what you had envisioned, and sometimes that's just for the better. But you know, but yeah, I think did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Because you said it's very clicky there, like
Yeah.
you said it's very clicky there. How do you stand out? What makes you stand out?
Ooh, what makes you stand out? I don't know. It's kind of up to you to just like continue to try and branch out and work with other people. I feel like usually the Black community kind of like usually sticks together, because SCAD is predominantly, it's majority white, and then you have Spanish, like the international students, but there wasn't really that many Black students. I mean, it's kind of yeah, but I mean, because it's not, you don't really have people from Savannah going to SCAD. It's mainly people from everywhere else that goes to SCAD. Not like here in Atlanta, like mainly the people that go to your schools are from Atlanta, I feel like, probably. Yeah, but at SCAD, at SCAD, everyone's from all over, so. But I don't know, you kind of just have to like once you find your group, it's smooth from there. But until you find your group, it's kind of rough, because it's just like, you don't know who to work with, you don't know like what to do, or like you need other people to help you to create what you want to do. But it's like, if you don't have that relationship with everyone, then it's kind of just, it's a little difficult to do that. But I don't know, I say it's cliquey, but I don't mean that in like in an entirely negative way, because it's not like we didn't still support each other. It's kind of just like, it was weird. It was like everyone just wanted to work with their same people, but when those films did come out, everyone would support each other's films and stuff. But in the process of making it, it's kind of just like you have your set group. But as far as standing out,
I guess to change the question, like, what was your breakout moment at SCAD?
That's a good question. Ooh, let me think. What was my breakout moment? I'm gonna say probably not until senior year. Yeah, because it's not like I wasn't working on stuff, but I think senior year was when I was really proud of the stuff that I was working on. Everything, it's not to say I didn't like what I was doing before, but senior year was like, because the films that I was working on, like I support 100%. Like Jules' film, you saw it, you know, I can stand behind that, and I love it 100%. My other senior film, the director's from Jamaica, so she shot it in Jamaica and then brought all the footage back to school, and then I cut it together for her. So I don't know, it's like the stories were different than what was usually being told at SCAD, and it had more depth and more meaning. It wasn't just like, okay, let's just shoot a film real quick, and you know, it's not all about being pretty, like the story is actually there, because I feel like a lot of people just focus on the films looking good, but and like that kind of the story kind of gets lost with that because they're just more so focused on making it look polished and all this stuff instead of
look HD.
right, look, we gotta shoot 4K, you know, all that stuff. It's like, okay, all that's unnecessary, but because it's just like if your story isn't good, like no matter how good your film looks, if the story isn't there, and it's just like, what am I watching this for?
Right.
So.
Well,
Oh yeah. You drop
like
You don't know what this is. You're not picking them up.
Oh,
okay.
That was a good one.
that was good. So, you did say like she worked on the film in Jamaica, right? So you necessarily don't have to be on set. But like, how can you still connect to the film by actually being in those environments?
So like.
It's my journalism.
Ooh.
It's kicking in. I see it. You know, you working. So as an editor, I like to say that it's important for the editor to be included in the film from the beginning and not just coming on in post. Because a lot of the times the editors see things that sometimes the director or everyone else is overlooking because, you know, we put it together in our heads while you guys are just like, everyone else is just trying to like get it out. We look at it differently. It's more like detailed the way we're looking at it. So it's kind of just like, it could be helpful because, you know, I could suggest, oh, you know, maybe you need to get this shot or maybe you need to do this instead because your vision isn't going to come across the way you want it to unless you have this piece to it. But for the one with Jamaica, for when she shot in Jamaica, I wasn't included from the beginning because it was kind of, I can't remember how like I ended up working on it, but she had already shot it. And I don't know, you just have to familiarize yourself with the footage. Like for me and my process, the first few days I'm just going through every single take, every single shot, and writing my notes down on each shot, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. That way, when it's time to go in and start cutting it, I remember, you know, like I remember seeing certain things. I'm like, oh, I want this in it, or I remember this. Let's go back to that. But you don't necessarily have to be there from the beginning to feel connected to it, because at the end of the day, you're looking at this footage 24/7, so you're going to be connected to it regardless. Like, you end up knowing the film in each shot, in each take, better than the director does, because
you
right there, like,
you at that
like, oh, let me replay this guy real quick. Hold on.
Let me.
That's like the equivalent of
Exactly.
You know the whole song. By the time that song mixed and mastered,
every single little part to it. So, I mean, you're gonna connect to it regardless whether you're in it from the beginning or not. It's just up to you to get familiarized with the footage and, you know, make sure you have the same vision as the director does and that you guys are on the same page with everything, because if not, then it's just not gonna work out.
Is there a specific genre or style of film that you focus on, or you're kind of just open to just good ideas in general?
I feel like I'm more so open to just good ideas in general. Documentary isn't really for me. That's like a whole nother. Documentary is a lot. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not that I can't, but I just don't want to dive into that.
It seems like a lot, because it's a lot of little things in that
like
the common person don't pick up.
Yeah, and it's
And
like
then
with
you gotta plan stuff
documentary,
with everybody.
exactly. And with documentary, it's like you don't know the story until you start
Oh, really?
putting it together.
Yeah, I mean, it's real life.
Yeah, you're literally just going out there and shooting and finding whatever you could find, and you don't really know what you have until you're actually working on it. Whereas, like with a narrative film, you
know,
have
start
your
to
story.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you have
Yeah,
something
yeah.
to go off of. You have like your baseline. Huh?
And with the narrative film, it always changes also.
9 times out of 10, it will change. Yeah, it's always changing. It's not going to be the same way as it was in the script. It's never going to be like that. But not saying that that's bad or anything. It's just
It's a part of the process.
exactly, yeah. It's different when you actually looking at what you have and what you have to work with. I forgot your question.
That was
Forgot
my
your question.
It was about like just going to specific genres or a specific style that you look for and when
Yeah,
creating? Or you just kind of open it?
Yeah, I say I'm open to anything, but I do prefer narratives and more like drama pieces and stuff like that. I like I enjoy montages in films. Those are my favorite. I love a good montage. But yeah, I kind of try to make a montage moment out of anything if I can. But yeah, I'm open. Huh?
Okay.
What's the next question? No. Go ahead. What's the next question?
I was gonna say, since you're editor, you know, like sometimes in like movies or music videos, where they put like Easter eggs. Like,
Yeah.
you ever put Easter eggs in every film so you can know.
That's that Marvel stuff for real. Man, you got it. Huh?
Even in like when people even build homes, a lot of people don't know. Sometimes they put a letter in the wall of the chimney, and the person that built it already probably knows it's there.
What if you don't have a chimney?
Okay, no. What would be your equivalent?
I guess you could say the montages would be my type of, not really. It doesn't even have to. I like to try and focus on like body movements a lot to tell the story rather than having someone just like speak and tell their feelings. Like I'd rather try and capture it like visually through their emotions rather than hearing someone say how they're feeling. So I guess like when I'm editing, I guess you could say my signature is like I'll try and throw like just like the body language shot, like a shot of body language, like you sitting, you know, you relaxed, I'm crossed up, you relaxed, you relaxed. Like in Exposure, when I don't know if you remember, like when they were having like the little fight scene, and Levi gets up and leaves, and then you can see like Marcus, you see him crossing his arms, you see him like go like this, and he sits down. Like I try to just focus on like little moments like that because I feel like stuff like that gets the point across and the emotion and the feeling across more than just hearing someone say it out loud. Yeah.
What are some films that inspired you?
Don't ever do it.
Or what are some just notable films? They don't gotta be all time, but like maybe like in recent times. What's something recent you've seen?
I just watched Malcolm and Marie today, actually.
Damn,
Have y'all seen it?
No, I haven't seen
No.
that.
I
don't know what it is?
I've been seeing the memes and the reactions like,
I
I knew this was gonna make me mad. Like, oh dang.
I just remember hearing it, like they're so toxic.
It's
Zendaya and I forgot the other actor.
And what's his name?
He was in Black Clan.
Oh, that dark skin dude?
Yeah.
Just the
Oh, that could be it.
right up.
I was like,
He was with Zendaya in the movie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I never seen it.
yeah, no,
I mean, it just
didn't
came out.
see
It just
it.
came out.
It literally just came out. It's on Netflix. But
There's a shout out in there.
That's a good shout out.
look, that's nice. But
I'm trying to shake that up.
I'm trying to shake that. Yo, I'm disappointed in you.
I'm sorry.
I gotta shake that up. Disney old head Oh man.
That was
But you kind of have no choice but to laugh at it.
Whose day it was. Back to your answer.
She said Malcolm and Marie was a movie that.
Yeah, you asked me what I most recently watched, right?
I actually wasn't gonna recently watch, but just stuff that's like.
I guess inspired you.
Yeah,
Commercial.
or just stuff you like.
Well, I could tell you what my favorite movie is.
Go ahead.
My favorite movie is Inception. Y'all seen it?
I actually never seen that shit.
Wait a minute.
I've been meaning to
Y'all
watch
never
it.
seen Inception?
Leonardo
Leonardo
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio?
I've been meaning to watch it.
Y'all are no.
But I never
We gotta
watched
do
it.
better. We gotta do better.
Listen.
Yeah.
I don't even watch
Is it on,
movie
is
like
it on
that.
Netflix? I never seen it on Netflix, no Hulu.
I don't know what it's on, to be honest with you.
I've seen it.
Maybe it's been on TV, but I only got
It's
cable.
like some of those movies that you watch by accident.
No.
That's how it was with Goodfellas. I watched that
No.
one.
You're just like, alright, it's on. I'm like, I was gonna watch it.
But I mean, like the visual for it, it's actually It's actually pretty hard.
It's so dope.
I just
Like,
never took the time to. Would you
it's-
do something like that?
hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like, it's something so cool. And I guess I think it's my favorite because it's one of those films where you can go back and watch it over again and find something new. And it, like, helps you understand the story completely. So that's honestly, because it makes you think. I like watching stuff that makes you think.
Gotta put Inception on the
Listen,
list.
Go ahead, add it to the top of the list.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Alright.
So before we started filming, you listed some things that you didn't want to work on. Like, why would you not want to work on a music video, per se?
I said I didn't want to work on a music video.
Yeah.
Did I say that for real? Oh.
Before we started
You were just like,
oh,
that's not her go-to.
Oh, that's not your go-to.
That's not her go-to.
No, but I meant like advertisement, like commercials and stuff.
Yeah, that's what it was. Cause I called you out on that. I was like,
You did.
dang.
Yeah, but I really didn't mean it like that.
Nah, it's really like, because like you said, like advertising is so different from an actual film.
It's very fast paced. You don't really have that much time with it. I'd rather like sit with something and really figure it out rather than just like pump it out. But no, I like music videos. Look, I like music videos. They're fun. They're cool. You can do a lot with music videos. You kind of have a lot of freedom with that. So.
Because people really don't know what they really want, or is it just like?
It's just sometimes you don't really have to have a story, or sometimes you can just like random stuff for a music video. Like it doesn't have to be so specific. So yeah, I feel like music videos are a nice like exercise for like creative freedom and stuff. But yeah, I like music
She
videos.
jogging on y'all videos, bro.
Your average work day. Like, how long does it take for you to edit anything? Well, something simple. Let's say that.
It depends on what it is.
I would say a short film is probably like 10 to 15 minutes. How long would that actually take you to?
2 hours. That's my guess.
No, definitely more than a day. 10-minute film? A 10-minute film? Short film?
That short film we made.
You said more than a day?
We did make a short
And
film.
it took a long time. And that was
We
a
made
big
a
short
short film. Hey,
Like-
check out our short film. Watch that bit.
What's it called?
He said, "Oh, you taking it too serious."
We did it because we had the thing is, we had a film competition, like a mobile film. You can only use your phone.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then like we would have won, but you weren't supposed to curse. And then one of the lines was "shit zoo," and we like
Shih Tzu?
It was like, I'm tired of this shit, zoo. Like,
but the break was too big, and he was like, "Bro, I think she taking that." I was like, "Nah, it's straight." And we lost.
So you the reason why y'all lost? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
it was creative.
It was
Yeah,
creative.
yeah.
I guess it was too creative for them.
It was like, nah, wait, that's too ahead.
That was
That's
Too risque.
Y'all playing the game too hard.
so 10-15 minutes.
10-15 minutes. Well, those are both of my. That's how long both of my senior films were, and they took me. I worked on it for at least like a whole quarter, which is like a month.
That's interesting.
But you really don't have to take that long. Like you can definitely do it. I guess.
I think that speaks more to you as an artist, though. Like your attention to that type of detail.
Yeah, I really would much rather take my time with someone. Of course, like, there's deadlines. You got to meet those deadlines. But I'd rather sit and take my time and, like, get to familiarize myself with the footage so that way I can just come up with the stuff as I'm editing and, like, reference back in my head to, like, certain shots that I've seen before. So I guess I feel like probably getting used to the footage is probably what takes the longest. But once you start going, you're going. And it's just like you can finish a cut, but then you watch it over with the director, and then you go back and you make your changes, and you make your changes again, like cut after cut after cut. So it's not, I can't really say like I have a set timeline because it also depends on who I'm working with too. Because like if the director doesn't like it, then we gotta continue to keep working on it to get to where they want it to be.
So when you have like time for yourself, because that could be like because you could be doing that all day. Like when do you take time for your Jayda time?
Well, right now, honestly, Jayda don't really got that much time.
Jayda on the clock.
Exactly. Well, I haven't really been working on anything right now because I've just been trying to work my job. And so that's from like 8 o'clock, sometimes 7:30 in the morning till 7, sometimes 8, sometimes 9 o'clock at night. And that's what I work from.
That's crazy.
Wednesday to Sunday. So Mondays and Tuesdays are my off days. So on my off days, I really just try to just chill out and reset for the week coming.
I guess that kind of goes into my question, because I would think, you know, with COVID going on, like, your work hours wouldn't be as strenuous as it was when it was in person. So how has that transition been, especially with you taking on this new job?
Like, how has it been, like, working in person and stuff?
Versus now with COVID and everything.
Well, we are still working in person. Yeah,
Mm.
it's not remote or anything. Like, we're all in the office together, like, on the lot, like, they're filming.
Just model.
Yeah. It's all in person. Like, we have to wear your masks. We get tested. Some people get tested once a week. I get tested twice a week. Other people get tested, I think, 4 times a week. It all depends on like what zone you're in. Basically, like how close you are to the actors. Because sometimes I have to go onto set to like hand off a job or something, so I have to get tested twice a week. All the actors and stuff, I think they get tested 4 times a week. Maybe it's 3. And everyone that's around them, so pretty much everyone on the set, they get tested more often too. But you know, you have to wear your K95 mask if you're on set. You can't have a different mask on, but the disposable mask you can wear like I can wear when I'm in my office and stuff. But if you're on set, then you have to have the K95 mask on. Yeah, but
no COVID.
exactly. But no, it's all in person, so I haven't really had the experience of trying to like do it online or anything, which I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I'm happy though, because I wouldn't want to do this online.
Yeah, even just hearing feedback from a lot of other creators, they were like, bro, we be on Zoom for a minute, you know, I'm trying to figure this out.
When I first had graduated and I was like applying to jobs, like I'd email different companies and like talk to them and stuff, and they were all remote, so they would all just like be on Zoom 24/7, and I thought that's what this was gonna be like, but luckily it's not. We're in the office.
Shout out to Roman.
Right. But they got it down pat. Like they have like the routine and stuff. You get your temperature checked before you come in the building or before you come onto the lot. Get your little wristband, show that you got your temperature checked. That's every day. So I don't know. I feel safe. Like I like knowing that. I like getting tested every other day to know I don't have COVID.
Yeah.
It's like reassurance. It's nice. But yeah, no. There hasn't really been any like crazy COVID changes. They just have to be more cautious with what they're doing and how they're doing it. But it's still a 10 to 12 hour work day. So
What's some of the things you've seen since you've been working there? Because you know, it's something Marvel. Right?
Yeah, and explain your job also.
Yeah.
That with Marvel.
okay, so as a post-production assistant, you know, you do all your basic assistant stuff like get the food, you know, do all like the errand runs and stuff. But pretty much my job is to basically help all the assistant editors and the editors and the supervisor make their job easier, so take care of anything. Like if it's something they really don't need to like take care of and I can take care of it, then I take care of it. I prep like I don't know what to call it. I guess you could say like you know like you guys know like script supervisors. Yeah. So like I prep all of her notes for the editor, so like into this big ass binder, so that the editor can go through, look at it while she's editing. That's a big ass.
I bet it is.
It's literally
The whole
like
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, it's just heavy.
In-game.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, but once we said that, I just imagined somebody dropping a big ass binder.
Be like, yeah. Happy to have my pop a clock today.
But you
It's
can't
4:30.
I guess my next, is it 2? Like,
Two
you
what?
have a backup binder to that binder? This is so
Yeah, that's
important.
what I'm working on now because the first binder, they don't got the space left in it. So I'm trying to figure out how I can separate and divide first binder and second binder because I can't just cut it off at any point because it all depends on what part of the script it's in. So it's like you have your script, and you have your lined, you have your lined script, and then you have the facing pages. So it's like the facing pages is like all the shots, like little like thumbnails of the shots, and then like the notes, how many takes they did, all that stuff. You line it up with the script. So I do that for her or for them. What else? Sometimes I work in the Avid to help the assistant editors do their job a little bit quicker. Run to sets, like if they're shooting on location or if they're on the lot to drop off drives. It's really just like a lot of running around and just like I'm not gonna say it's busy work because it's not busy work. It's definitely not busy work. But it's just super cool being able to be in the room with all of them and seeing the process of how everything's done and like, just checking in and seeing like what they're working on, like what part of the film they're on, and like sometimes, they asking questions like, oh, how do you feel about this shot or how do you feel about this take? And I'm like, oh, I want my opinion, okay, I think you should do this instead of this. But it's really nice. It's really nice, and the team, they're so like supportive and always willing to like answer any question that I ever have. Very helpful. They love like just teaching whoever needs it how to make a film or the process of cutting a film and like everything. Because they got it down to a T. It's like a certain way you do everything. You gotta do it this way, or it's like this thing is very different from working on studio films.
Did you say what film you're working on? Or is that just
Oh no, that's not it.
I was gonna wait till off camera. Bring that surface.
Yeah, I know they did do something.
Oh my god, I can see them now.
I can't give you
Disney would
nothing.
jump in here so
definitely
quick.
I probably would lose my job. Like, stop.
I don't want you to lose your job. So Disney,
Exactly.
give her a pay raise actually for not answering the question.
Plus that thing.
So the next thing would be explain being a black woman in this industry.
Ooh, we getting deep.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Oh, we ain't do hey.
High five, yeah.
Watch that thing go. All right, do it.
It's I don't really see that many black people, but when I do, it's great. It's like we all like we'll see each other on set. Like whenever I go to visit set and everything, like
Just that black hair.
exactly. Like, hey,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. The first thing that popped in my mind, that Key and Peele skit, bro. When he was Obama, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
was like, look,
So the nigga like,
hello.
that's really how it is, though. 'Cause
oh
it's
god.
like, you surrounded by you just surrounded by a bunch. I don't want to say
A lots of different
A lot
walks
of-
of life.
Yes.
Lots of
Not
different
a
walks
lot.
A lot of
Diversity.
same color of the wall.
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
He said, that boy, I'm going right there. That's what you just said.
That's what
I
it
said.
is though.
I mean, yeah.
But
Said a little bit.
it's nice when you get to see the people working and doing good things because you don't see it a lot. So I try to stay close with them as much as possible, but I'm kind of in a whole other department. And it's crazy because there's actually only one other female. So it's just 2 females and then the rest is male. So I feel like this industry in general, it's already like hard to get in being a woman. And then, being black just adds to it. But luckily my supervisor, he's, where is he from? I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Disney after us, man. I swear to God. Me asking her what she working on.
Like, you better remember where I'm from.
They finna be.
I tell you every day.
Y'all talking about
I tell you every
they
day.
gonna start a little Mickey Mouse.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. No, they gonna have, remember, did each other have the wands? They gonna have the wands.
Stupid. No, but anyways, I don't know. I'm not the type that's just like, that really like colors everything, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't really like to look at things like, oh, well, I'm the only black female here. Like, I'm just happy and thankful and grateful to be in this position.
I see that.
So it's like, I don't really like to let that like overpower it, because I don't want to say I got here because I'm black. I don't want to say I got here because I'm a female. Like, I want to say I got here because I know what I'm doing and like I earned it. Exactly. So it's just like, I mean, I would definitely like to see more diversity within the film industry, but I haven't really felt like boxed out or anything, or like they don't make me feel like unwelcomed or uncomfortable or anything. Like, everyone is super chill. Like, they are the dopest people I've ever met. Like, so it's not really weird or anything for me to be the only black person, but I've also been used to that my whole life. Like, I went to a white high school. Like, I've done the transition of going to a majority black school to a majority white school. Like, so it's not really anything for me. I don't want to say I definitely think about it, but I just don't make that the main focus.
Thought process, right?
Yeah, so
That's good.
I don't know. We're doing good, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta own it, like,
Yeah, like,
regardless.
I don't want to make it like a big thing, like, oh, I'm black, like,
Yeah.
I'm in this, like, you know, like, I love that I'm black and I'm doing this, because that's not, like, that doesn't happen as often, and I don't see that many, like, black artists in the post-production in something like a major film like this or a major company like this. But I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't
So my next question. My next question is, I usually say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? But I want to ask you, like, what do you think is the mark you're gonna leave in 5 years?
Or
5
better
years
words,
enough
what's on your film bucket list?
Oh yeah, that's my last question.
Oh, that's the last question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask everybody that.
Oh, what's on our film bucket list?
That's my
I'll
last
definitely tell you
question.
mine.
Okay, film bucket list?
Because I want
Let me come up with
I
one.
want her to say that and then give advice to someone. that's
Okay,
in the same thing.
cool.
And film bucket list was the last question.
Okay, wait, what was the question again?
Where do you see yourself for the mark you're gonna leave in the next 5 years?
I don't think 5 years is enough time for me to leave a mark, because I feel like in 5 years I'm gonna still be trying to make it to the level that I need to be on. So until I get to that level, I can't really
A little wait till
make it.
a little more.
I'm gonna definitely need more than 5 years, because it's gonna take a bit for me to move up in this industry. Like, I'm not expecting for it to happen right off the bat, although I am working extremely hard to make sure that I am moving up quick and soon, but 5 years, I don't think that's enough time for me.
So what advice do you give someone trying to be in the same spot you are right now?
Honestly, really, I feel like, well, I got this job from a Facebook post. I'm not gonna.
Hey,
Social media thing?
hey, shit. I got a lot of shit from social media.
And Facebook, listen, join those Facebook groups, because they help a lot.
That's a gym.
Exactly.
I didn't even know.
Listen,
I don't even
there's
know
so
Facebook.
many Facebook groups for everything, like.
Them Facebook groups is dedicated, boy.
Exactly. But this was a post-production group for my school. So like, my professor made a post-production alum Facebook group, so everyone can like keep up with each other, post any job postings or anything. And so an alum posted in the group chat, he's like, hey, you know, we have this job, they're hiring, looking for a post-production assistant, send me your resume, da 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 da. So I sent him all my information, and then he passed it on to the supervisor. And then I had an interview that same day, and I got hired that same day.
Go crazy.
So,
Go crazy.
and the thing is, like, they had it, like, he was telling, like, when I was going to the interview, he was like, we have other people we need to interview, so we'll let you know and keep you updated, we'll get back to you. But they got back to me that same day. So, I guess my advice would be is to really to just be yourself, because I tried so hard to be relaxed during that interview. Like, I was trying to joke around with them, laugh, make my little jokes, hee hee, ha ha, and not take it too serious. I feel like they want to see people who are relaxed, who are a good time, but know what they're talking about at the same time.
Right.
So I feel like you just gotta try and be as comfortable as possible when you're doing these interviews, because if they see you're extremely nervous or like stiff and just answering the questions, yes, I do this, that's it, like, that's not gonna work. Like, you gotta be as personable as possible, or else it's not really gonna get you anywhere. So I would just say, just chill out, you know, just relax.
Right.
You know, if you get the job, you get it. Everything happens for a reason. So if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. You can't stress it too much.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
All right, so for everyone, name some of our film bucket list.
I don't want to go first. Let me hear yours.
I think I actually got
You sound like
something.
you had one ready.
Oh, I got mine ready.
What's yours?
I actually got one too.
I done definitely heard about them stories where they be like smoking and John, getting prepared to like whatever they do on the little green room area. I just want to be invited. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Invite me too.
She said, wait, what?
Like, what you mean smoking?
Yeah, like I know a lot of creatives like they'll have like their inspiration.
Okay. Smoke break.
And stimulant
They
of
trying to
choice.
see that. They trying to see that one division for real.
Like, we don't have. It's been a couple rumors about creative like just chilling out and vibing on that type of level.
Inspiration or something?
Yeah.
Sure.
Give me
So you want to be in a session?
Yeah.
Invite me to that session. Y'all know me, one half of the hip hop duo First Degree. We've been talking and we're trying to plan out, basically with the music videos and stuff we work on, we're trying to make it to where it kind of has its own storyline with a set of videos instead of just one video being one story. We wanted to kind of have damn near its own series within music videos, within the project or the music that we're pushing out.
For sure.
And we wanted to be an overall story. We've been talking and planning and trying to put it all together because I've been doing this and as soon as I leave here, I go with him and we do our work. So expect to see that. That's definitely something I'm trying to push out. And though I'm into music and all that stuff, I love film. I love all that. It's always kind of been a side thing, but now we're really coming up with ideas and something really dope that we want to push out because we both big in film, both big in Marvel and comics and all that nerd stuff, anime, all that good stuff. I love it all, so that's definitely something on my list of something, and be ready to see that very soon.
For sure. Yeah, and you?
What's yours?
She said, say mine last.
I didn't hear you go.
Casey always go last. She put you on the spot. She hit you with the bucket.
Well, they do know I have a film idea. I told them about that one. For the people that do know me, that's the first thing I was into.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Film and acting. So I guess I definitely want to act again. Yeah, and do this one delivered film I had on my phone. I think that's
That film gonna go crazy. My boy going to the what is it? The
The
Academy?
Oscars?
The Oscars. There you
I
go.
don't want to drop the name.
We keep it on the wrap right now. But
Just
it's
like
coming.
Disney. I'm just playing.
No, they're gonna come for us.
Okay. So back to you.
Look, I think I want to work on like a horror film. I would love to do that and see what that's about.
We got your contact.
You look, okay, man.
The wrong contacts with the connect for sure.
But yeah, that would definitely be mine. I feel like that stuff's cool. I just want to see like how they
How that all works.
how that all works. Yeah.
I don't think it's like kind of, because I know some people don't like working on horror films because they feel like it's just messing with their spirit. You don't think that would mess with your spirit trying to make something like that? Or does it depend what type of horror film?
I don't think it would mess with
It doesn't matter.
No.
Nah,
There's
okay.
some
I can see what you said.
Some people
I
say
do,
that.
no,
too.
I do see what you're saying because I've heard stories of like sets being cursed and stuff when they
Oh.
work on like scary films and like spirits coming out and stuff. But
See, I thought y'all was gonna make a movie about that shit. I thought y'all gonna make a movie out of this real life. Damn.
Why is the camera shaking?
Oh shit. Nigga, how you just filmed it. I mean, movie. Oh, hold on.
Did you put that glue in the wall? No.
Oh yeah, that's a wrap. The ghost come on, you think it's a wrap? It's about that time.
Yeah, about this time, if again you don't know what it is, it's the bucket list challenge.
I was that part, but okay.
Again, if you don't know what it is, it's part of the show where we go over any questions or dares that we didn't get to discuss on the show. And ask
I kept it light. I kept it light today.
Oh, you kept it light?
I kept it light today.
Yeah, man.
Cause I went a little crazy though. Season finale.
Season finale was.
Sheesh.
If y'all ain't seen the season finale,
It will be out soon.
it'll probably be out. Will it be out before?
No,
It'll be out
before this.
before this, yeah. So go back and watch the season finale. And go back and subscribe, hit the bell. Also at the end, we're gonna get your social media and everything where they can catch you. But before that goes, you gotta get something out of here. Also, you grab more than one. You have to do.
both.
Yeah.
I don't know if I grab more than one.
No pressure.
It happens more than what you think.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, it is me just doing this?
No,
I was saying, I thought you were gonna
Well,
pass it.
yeah, I know, right? Like,
I was waiting.
Yo, this
What's
right
it say?
here.
I'm like,
This one right here said, oh, I need everyone grab me.
listen.
aha, that's a good one.
For sure.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna say for this too.
It's on you.
Hey, that's a good one too.
Ooh.
Well, read it out loud.
Yeah,
Wait, I can't. Let me. Can I make sure this is a Marvel character before I say it?
Yes, go ahead.
Alright, you want to let one of us answer it?
Huh? No, I got it.
Alright, for sure.
Okay. If you could have any Marvel character be your bodyguard, who would it be and why?
That's a great question. We got somebody right now.
Who you got?
Oh, you got it.
I think I want Deadpool to be my.
That's a
Deadpool
great
my
choice.
bodyguard.
That's a great choice.
That's a good one.
That's a great
Yeah, I
choice.
feel like that'd be a good time, you know?
That's a
And
good
it's
one.
funny. So that's
Damn,
it.
that is a good one.
It would.
Everybody.
I was saying, yeah, who is it? That is good.
What would it be?
Look.
Mine would be the Human Torch.
Yeah, you do love the Human Torch.
Yeah, Human Torch is crazy, man. I really want to
Does it
actually.
look like the universe?
No, I'm saying, no, that would be a good one, because you like the Human Torch. Just because I've been watching WandaVision, I haven't, bro. Ain't nobody
haven't
touch.
watched it yet.
Ain't nobody touch the Scarlet Witch. Please watch that. Or,
As a human bodyguard?
yes. They ain't never.
I mean, honestly, based
Those are
on
two
one
good
of
She
choices.
wouldn't even have. She wouldn't even have to fight nobody.
That's what this is.
That's what you get too?
Yeah, like, just based on WandaVision alone.
Yeah.
Who can really guard you better than she?
I think Human Torch would just be a cool bodyguard. Like, we could talk, have a conversation.
Yeah, I feel like it's like that with
That's
Deadpool.
how I feel like
Yeah,
Deadpool.
well,
I feel like me and
But
Scarlet.
I know
I don't even think I'd be talking to Scarlet
She
Witch
would
like
talk.
that. I'd be too scared. Like,
Trying up with her, you know, make sure she stay cool.
oh god, oh god.
Don't get upset. It's fine.
Alright, you go.
Alright, so I think this is really a question for you, to be honest. It says, name something you worked on that you thought was great, but wasn't well received.
I mean, no, that can about anybody.
Let's do.
I mean,
I would have made it more specific if it was
You
Yeah.
would have made it more what?
specific.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
I thought you said the same.
I know.
Oh,
You know what I'm doing.
she's like, she's talking about the ocean.
spiciest guess we've had.
Oh, yeah. All the hot sauce.
But
You really just got a new trend in there too. Spice it up.
honestly, what I can say is a lot of people, when it comes to business, they have this negative mindset. And honestly, it does come from some valid points because there are scammers out here. But, you know, I did have some business ventures and it was like, oh, it's a scam. No, not really, but, you know, I'll take that constructive criticism and I'll keep moving. So, yeah.
So, OZ.
You said name something you worked on? Oh, no.
no.
Oh, did you want to answer it?
Nope, go ahead.
Name a funny idea you had that could make a good movie. I came up with this a while ago, and I came up with the title. I made a movie concept called No Sex, right? And what it's about is basically there's two parallel universes, and one where all the men have disappeared, and another universe where all the women have disappeared. And it's going to basically be about what would happen if men and women lived in a universe where the other sex didn't exist.
Trademark. Alright, just
Did they ever get to meet?
Like, it's gonna be like, we lived normally in the beginning, and then somehow, boom, both genders are separated.
But okay. I guess my question
Oh,
would
so
be,
they started off
Yeah, they start off together, and then they
do
separate.
they remember that they were started off?
Yes, they do remember.
Oh.
Like, it's like on some like, oh, where all the women have gone, oh, where have the men have gone. And then we see how it would be if women would live better, there was just no men. And if men would live better, there's no women. Like,
I think
trademark,
sex.
copyrighted.
Dope.
Shit.
honestly, like,
That sounds like a movie where men would try to get back to the woman. Because
Yeah.
of course they would be.
But I think the women will be
I
fine
feel
by
like-
themselves.
I feel like
I would be fine.
what are my theories? Both are gonna go crazy, but I think men are gonna react crazier instantly. I think they're gonna turn. It's gonna be more long term, where it's like it's gonna slowly crack. Man, we gonna be like, oh shit, what the fuck? Off rip, y'all gonna be like, yeah, everything's great, and then like over time, it's like, all right, I need niggas now.
I mean, we get crazy when our girls leave throughout the day. We just have, the girl leaves, she's like, all right, what I gotta do there? We play the game. And after that, what do you do?
Call that girl.
Yeah. I need her back. No.
I mean,
Nah, not true.
no, like I be busy. Like it really be reversed for me. Like my girl would be like, if I had one, oh, what you doing? I'm in meetings all day. Like if you're not gonna be here with me, then I don't know. My phone is. Let me get back to you. Like I'm constantly on my phone in meetings. Like y'all know that.
That's true though. So there's the connection.
Yeah.
Alright, last one.
But it has to, I'm sorry. If you had to choose a new professional trade, what would it be? And why?
Professional/trade.
Oh, professional / trade, like from what I'm doing?
Yeah.
From what I want to do in life?
Yeah.
Whoa. Outside of wanting to be a radio host and actor, what would I do
Yes.
in my life? Cool. I play sports, yeah. Actually, professional bowling. That's what it is.
That's
Go crazy.
it?
Still, yeah.
Okay.
I know that sounds crazy, but
Hey,
it would be professional
Hey.
bowling.
just throw that. Just throw that.
I'm trying to understand my skill level with bowling.
Yeah,
shit.
isn't
It
it?
like,
He go crazy.
yeah, it would be professional bowling. But also I do love the handles. So I don't know.
I don't remember when we was talking about it. I think we was talking about it with Tex. How it's like when you watch professional bowling, it's kind of boring because they just strike every time. I was like, damn.
But that's what sounds like.
And you just wait for a nigga to fuck up.
That's the pressure with bowling. It's like it's so many strikes where it's like I have to get a strike now because if I don't,
You're done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Even if there's one pin up.
Oh God, that one pin.
And you're just waiting. And that person already fucked up. Because he's like, you already fucked up. But shout out to bowling. We need more black people in that. Yeah. With that being said, where can they find your social media?
I'm sorry, what?
Where can they find you at your contact social media?
My Instagram is JAYC05_. That's my main source of contact. You can check out my website at jcardo, JAYCARDO films.com. Yeah, I think that's it. That's what I got.
With that being said, I'm KG Money Green. I got
Your favorite.
Done up over here to connect.
And your favorite host, Rockstar OZ.
You want to say something crazy before we out?
Yeah,
All right. And that's it.